to take a walk on the wild side of Louisiana, you can go past the beers as big as your head. You can go past all of this. To go wild, sometimes you have to go coastal. I think we need a bigger boat.
Tom, get that alligator.
That alligator. That alligator. Come here! Monster!
I'd sure like to have eaten tots.
Yeah!
I got 5 more minutes till I get gone. And there ain't no changing the road I'm on.
The wild side of Louisiana isn't always found in a swamp or hunting alligators. Sometimes it's found in the past.
Yo ho, it's a pirate's life for me. We pillage, we plunder, we rightfully loot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho.
Welcome to Southwest Louisiana. Untamed Calcasieu and Cameron parishes are still home to the wild spirits that once found refuge in its isolation.
People would escape to Lake Charles because this was a remote part of Louisiana in the sense that we were always sort of on the fringe, where Louisiana's outback. Where the pirate met the cowboy, that was Southwest Louisiana and Lake Charles.
A historic no man's land, this disputed territory became a haven for pirates and privateers and their ill-gotten booty. Their adventures became lore and created a legacy that is still celebrated today.
Lake Charles's biggest festival, the Contraband Days, actually acknowledges that pirate connection.
These people were pirates before Johnny Depp made being a pirate cool. And for them, Contraband Days in Lake Charles is their wild rumpus.
Contraband Days happens to be the second largest festival in the state of Louisiana. It's over 2 weeks. Most festivals are just one weekend. This is 10 days of festivities, of carnival, of parades. You name it, we have it.
Part family fair, part Mardi Gras, and part Buccaneer Bash. Contraband Days has everything that makes Louisiana festivals worth the voyage, including a tip of the tri-corner hat to the rascally Jean Lafitte.
He would escape from the British, the Spanish. Well, he would come up here to Lake Charles, pretty much take over this town.
And so we kind of recreate that when we come into the city. We bring trinkets and treasures to share with the people of Lake Charles, and people of Lake Charles share their hospitality with us, their music, their food, their drink.
But to find the festival's buried treasure, I would have to channel my inner swashbuckler and take a leap.
Off with his head, off with his head.
What?
Is it cold? Is it cold? Yes, it's cold.
Accepted for my daring, all I needed for full clearance was the look. Here's the idea. I'm an honorary Buccaneer for 24 hours. I need some gear.
Okay, first we'd have to start off with the right color sash, gives you better authority on ship.
I want the highest authority.
You want the highest? Well, you're not wearing a sash. You're going with a baldric, the king captain, like my royal coat here.
Yes. Here's the question. I don't know if I'm a pirate or I'm Prince. Under all the puffy shirts, there is a legend that is celebrated at Contraband Days. The legend of a renegade spirit that built a community in the untamed natural splendor of Louisiana's outback. Not sure if it was Faulkner or Marty McFly who said, "The past is never dead." And on the coast, reliving that past can be way more lively than expected. 70 miles south of New Orleans is Fort Jackson. Built in 1822, it still stands today on the banks of the Mississippi River at Plaquemines Bend.
It's amazing how well built this place is and what it's been through. It's unbelievable that this place survived.
Its 20-foot thick red brick walls have stood witness to an epic Civil War battle that would last for 7 days and eventually lead to the fall of the South's greatest city.
It was a very strategic event during the war between the states.
This is probably one of the most important locations in the entire war.
That the ultimate result was the fall of New Orleans.
The Battle of Fort Jackson is often referred to as the night the war was lost.
I got a home in Tennessee. Sail away, ladies, sail away. That's the place I wanna be. Sail away, ladies, sail away. Don't you rock them down.
Every year around the anniversary of the battle, the fort's history comes to life with an invasion of hundreds of reenactors and some heavy artillery. As a kid, my dad would drag me to every historical site possible. If it had a plaque, we were there. Now, it was my turn, and my dad loved it.
As a tourist and one who has read a lot of the Civil War journals, Fort Jackson really comes alive with this particular weekend. The artillery exhibitions, the people who are in costume, there's a passion which really makes visiting this area a real special event.
We can come in here and put on a real good show for the spectators, and not only them, but ourselves.
If there was going to be a show, I wanted to be part of it. I enlisted in the 1st Louisiana Light Artillery and learned the ropes of a cannoneer.
Fire!
Like that?
That's what you're gonna feel.
All right.
They're shooting our sweet little parrot, Roxanne. We're actually doing battery fire, simulating what it would have been during the war when they would have fought back and forth. That had cannons sitting out in the outriggers. And what you're seeing over here is actually the Union soldiers, and they're eventually going to come over and take over our area here.
Not on my watch, not with Roxanne. But in time, this soldier got in line. When the smoke cleared, there was only one more dirty deed that I need to accomplish before earning my stripes.
Now rub it on your face. He didn't get enough powder on it.
No. Don't want to stick it back down the barrel?
Stick it back in a bucket.
Oh, no.
How about that?
That's good.
That's all right.
He's initiated.
I'm initiated. I'm a powder face.
There you go.
Gentlemen, thank you.
You're welcome.
Congratulations, you're a cannoneer now.
I'm a cannoneer.
You come back, sir.
I think we would have won if I was doing a cannoneer this time.
We might have won then. We would have definitely won if he was our cannoneer. He did very well.
Not even television can rewrite history, but at Fort Jackson's annual reenactment, you may be able to relive it.
There's a real sense of history, which I think tourists pick up very, very readily.
Discovering the real nature of Louisiana is as simple and as daring as taking a big, big bite. If you're looking to spice things up, head to the primitive splendor and concentrated heat of Avery Island, the home of Tabasco.
Tourists come to Avery Island for a couple of reasons. One is there is a huge devoted fan base of Tabasco out there, and it's almost a pilgrimage because every bottle of Tabasco you see in the world is made right here at Avery Island.
At the heart of every shake of Tabasco is the history of the McElhaney family. And every drop is still made the same way as it was over 140 years ago.
After we pick it in the fields, we age it in wooden barrels for 3 years, up to 3 years, before we use it to make Tabasco with, and it's a big difference.
In a warehouse right out of Raiders of the Lost Ark, I met with Master Cooper Mr. Hamilton, the man in charge of the barrels that put the heat in the hot sauce. So how many barrels do we have right here in this warehouse?
50,000.
50,000 barrels.
Yes.
Of Tabasco sauce aging.
Yes.
So this is the hottest place on earth.
Yes.
For over 40 years, Mr. Hamilton has been here, carefully sealing and maintaining these old whiskey barrels. For 3 years.
For 3 years. It's gonna burn for a little while.
It's gonna burn for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Oh. I wasn't sweating till then.
Yeah.
What's the nearest fire department to Avery Island? Because I think I got a 4-alarm happening right in here. So my question really is, how can you still talk after putting that in your mouth? My gosh.
And right now, you see, I'm cool.
You're cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mr. Hamilton is cool, and he's packing heat. Tabasco heat. There is another trail worth blazing, one that will put you on the path to Cajun fulfillment in the form of a full belly. It's the Southwest Louisiana Boudin Trail. You got 29 stops on this Boudin Trail.
Yes.
Can you do it in one day?
Oh, no way. No way.
Not live through it.
Yeah, it's a lot of boudin.
Boudin is true Louisiana, tracing its history back to France, with some Creole and German customs added to the recipe. So you guys use just a little seasoning in there. It's just a little
Seasoning, yeah. You like that?
So like a boudin is a little meal all in itself.
That is correct. You have your meat, you have your vegetable, you have your starch. It's all there.
Is this Louisiana fast food?
This is Cajun fast food.
Just grab
Breakfast
one?
of champions.
What kind of champions though? It takes a strong man to let me try my hand at mastering the zen of boudin.
When it comes out, shut it off.
How do you know how big your boudin is? This big.
Oh, after you've been doing it about 8 or 10 years, you pretty much get a rhythm going on.
Holy, oh man, look at that waste.
It's not waste.
It's not waste?
That'll go into a chicken. People around here are real picky about their boudin, so it has to be done right.
Everybody's job safe, folks, just so you know it. Back on the trail, you soon discover that each recipe is as unique as the families that have made boudin their lives.
Boy, I'm telling you, we cook it at Famous Foods. We cook everything at Famous Foods. You bring it here, we cook it. We'll cook it for you.
And tradition is what our next stop on the Boudin Trail is all about.
This is something that was handed down from my father and his father, before him, my grandfather. So this is something that's in our blood. I mean, we were brought up doing this since we were children.
Ça c'est bon, not that don't. Not that don't, look at that.
We know cracklings and boudin. This right here is smoked cracklings. The smoked cracklings, if that skin doesn't pop right, or any of you cracklings when you're cooking, you know that skin will be real tough.
Yeah.
So you want that skin to pop.
What's the secret to that?
Well, now that right there is top secret, man. I can't really give you that information because you know, my father gave me that recipe when I was a kid. I can't give away the Guillory name, Beauty in French. We can't give that away.
But Darby would give me the chance to join in on the family tradition. Do I think they're ready? I don't know. I'm not sure I know if they're ready. All I know is I got a crew that is sitting there drooling looking at this right now. You'll get some. Woo.
Everything in the cracklings is in our blood too. We've just been doing it just like the boudin our whole lives. And we really hold to those traditions. We really hold to those old traditions.
You can taste the generations
Exactly.
in every single bite.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Sometimes following your stomach means you have to follow your GPS. And Swear's Cajun Restaurant is the reason they put those satellites up in the sky. Well, ladies, what's good today?
All of it.
The Swear sisters weren't kidding.
How about a shrimp po' boy?
Turtle sauce pecan. We made New York Times for that, so you need to try it.
The meals that we get here is the same kind of food your family ate at home.
That we ate for years.
Exactly. Over here is the food we were raised on. My mom had a dream.
Mom's
A dream from God, and told Daddy to tear down the shelves, put tables. So 3 of those tables are the shelves, and here we are.
Here, serving plate lunches from heaven. Shrimp po' boy so delicious that from now on, all others will be judged in comparison. And that spicy turtle, awesome.
You can handle spicy food because you're not asking for nothing to drink.
I don't need anything to drink. No way. I want that to sit in my mouth for like a day and a half. I mean, that's how good it is. I mean, yeah, it's a little spicy, and there might be a tear developing in my eye, but I don't want to wash it down because I don't want it to go anywhere. Joan was right. It was all good. You can call it Cajun, you can call it comfort, you can call it country, but it's really just all...
It's good.
It's very good.
It's good, it's real.
It's homemade.
Any walk on the culinary wild side has to include the oyster. Look at the size of this thing. This is a bayou oyster.
You don't get any fresher than that.
Oh my God. The first Cajun to eat an oyster was either really hungry or really brave. Either way, we owe him and oyster fishermen like Ray Vath a debt of gratitude.
I got a probably different perspective because I chew an oyster. A lot of people don't chew an oyster, so you don't, in my opinion, you don't know what an oyster tastes like because all you're tasting is the water. You know, have you ever chewed one?
I think I'm gonna have to chew one.
You know, my thinking, do you swallow steak? If you swallow it, you won't taste the difference because all you tasted was that water. If you chew it, you're gonna taste a major difference. You don't know what oyster tastes like until you eat one, like right there out of that shell. Then you can know what it tastes like.
You get that, just that little drip of deliciousness coming down my cheek. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good.
Just keep on eating oysters so we can keep this generations going. This is a heritage. It's not a job. It's a way of life.
One of the best places to grab the brilliant bivalve is at Chuck's, the Louisiana Seafood House.
Down the hatch. Oh, that's good.
Can you get any fresher than that, my brother? It doesn't get any
How
fresher
many
than that.
oysters do you go through on an average day?
We'll go through 35, 40 sacks a day.
That's a lot of oysters, like 480 dozen
This side.
oysters
Okay,
a day.
so I find that, and then I put it here. Psych. That's why I couldn't be a shucker, because I'm going to eat this.
These are traditional dishes, and all we care about is preserving them and sharing them with people.
We can share, but don't touch my bread pudding.
We top it at your table with a hot white chocolate buttered rum sauce that you will be writing home about.
Oh, you wish your television could smell.
We have a lot of food, and some people say it's kind of excessive, but the worst insult you can give to a Cajun is walk out of his house hungry. You cannot leave the house hungry. You've got to have enough to eat.
Not a problem at Chuck's.
Here we go.
Time to go home, man.
There's another casualty at Chuck's.
More bread
Another
pudding.
casualty.
More bread. Getting to the wild side doesn't always entail walking. You can travel at different speeds.
It's speed that takes the driver's seat at NOLA Motorsports.
NOLA Motorsports Park is a multi-use facility located here in Jefferson Parish that caters to auto sports, motorcycles, or go-karting. We can just about handle anything that you want to do out here.
I had come to experience the course behind the wheel of a Mustang FR 500S. Speed, you've met your match.
We're just taking out some of the slack in your lap.
Yeah, this is just like my car seat for my baby.
It is.
Actually, I now know why she cries every time we do this.
It's an opportunity to come out to the park and drive a real race car on a world-class auto track.
Which is my clutch?
Okay, that's your clutch. There's a lot of cars out here that'll routinely see 150, 160 miles going down the front straightaway.
Here's a question. Are these pants water resistant?
Guess we're about to find out, right?
The seat I was next to occupy was just inches off the ground at the largest karting track in the United States. This isn't your old lawnmower. This is racing.
I gotta go against Scooter. This guy's named Scooter. You gotta be good, right? You got a nickname.
I guess we're gonna find out.
Scooter. I need a nickname, man. I need a nickname.
Go-kart facility is one of the nation's finest go-kart facilities out here. We have rental carts that can be used that are capable of speeds close to 50 miles an hour.
You've done this before.
Yeah, Tom or two.
All right, Scooter. I need the nickname.
Turtle.
Turtle. Yeah. All right, that's funny. Turtle.
What took you so long?
For a different view, try a slower pace. Off-road. In fact, where there are no roads, just water. Here you will not only get back to nature, but back in time.
It's just like it was about 300 years ago, you know, and the same animals, same vegetation. I mean, it's just great. I mean, that's why I love being out here.
You bring me out here, and then all of a sudden you start talking about animals that have been around for 300 years.
Well, and you know what's funny? You get on the road, you're 5 minutes and you're downtown Mandeville. But you could come in here and you've got bobcat, you got wild pigs, you got eagles, you got ospreys, you got hawks, you name it. I mean, they're all out here. Alligators, I mean, it's right here.
Alligators. There's always alligators everywhere.
You see that swell out there? That's some big fish or alligator. I swear. Oh, he's coming back across the bow this way. See him going that way? Yep. Oh, that's an alligator.
Everywhere from the banks of the Mississippi.
Tom, you're not gonna grab his face?
Yeah.
Grab it by the back of the head?
Go ahead, Tom, just grab it.
To the tour de Teche.
Are there like alligators and stuff in there?
No.
Let me tell you, alligators. Last week, paddling in the canoe, and I'm going, man, that looks like an alligator. Next thing I know, sploosh. That was just the alligator's head that I saw.
That's Cajun for splash.
You can smell fear, Tom.
They can smell fear?
I love bringing people out in bayou and showing them what's going on out here. There's no other place like this, the fresh and saltwater mix, and it's just life.
And for many, that life on the coast is about fishing, even for celebrity chefs.
I've been fishing since I was old enough to remember. I mean, this is where I lived, where I grew up, where I still live today, and so you start fishing as early as you can hold a fishing pole.
You catch a lot more fish here in Louisiana. It's probably in the continental United States, probably the greatest fishing area in the country.
Thousands of fish out here. I mean, it's just Mother Nature at its finest.
We have just about anything that any fisherman would like to fish for.
If this show has proven anything, it's that I'm not a great fisherman.
Oh, speckled trout! And we lost it.
But with the help of a charter captain, even I can catch my limit.
Now, do I want to pop this?
Yeah, you want to pop it. But I tell you, go ahead and pop it like you had your big boy pants on.
I guess I'm wearing my little boy pants right now, huh? Till I bring something in that we can eat.
Ring the dinner bell.
With each trip out, you become more hooked on the allure of the coast.
I think we need a bigger boat.
Get him, Tom.
He's taking us out to deep water.
That's a nice one, big keeper.
The real keeper is the memories of the trip. There was one trip that proved that wild Louisiana is nothing like you expect. Just like the music of Amanda Shaw. She joined me at Global Wildlife Center in Folsom, in case we needed any music to soothe the wild beasts.
Hold on your cups really tight because that is a professional cup stealer. Yeah. Okay.
That warning came just a little bit.
This is where the wild things are. There are 4,000 endangered and threatened animals here, on the largest free-roaming animal preserve of its kind in the U.S.
Okay. Okay, that's the second time. See, I told you they win.
Global is an all-access pass to the animal kingdom.
You can feed the giraffes and the llamas straight out your hand, but do not feed the zebras because they're affectionate biters. Their tongues are about 18 inches long.
Here, laughter is part of nature, and acting like a kid is required.
I feel like a kitty cat. It's so much fun.
I know, you can be 2 or 82, and you can come in with a smile and leave with a smile. That's one of the great things about Global.
You become more connected with every touch from the camels, zebras, llamas, and the sanctuary's gentle giants, the giraffes.
And we just had a baby. His name's Billy. He was born about 6.5 feet tall, approximately 175 pounds.
Oh my gosh, look at this guy.
Oh, you are just amazing. You're beautiful, Billy.
And that's another thing that is so amazing about Global is that you can actually see them in their natural habitat and really interact with them.
There is much we can learn from these so-called beasts.
We're driving up to Lakefield. It's the highest point of elevation on the property, and this is where all the animals came to during Hurricane Katrina. And they were side by side, shoulder to shoulder, and waited out the storm. And we actually didn't lose any animals.
Herds of various breeds that rarely share space gathered together on higher ground, the strongest surrounding the smaller, finding safety in their own numbers. I took that image with me as we left Global. Nature had spoken to my better nature, and Louisiana had surprised me again.
It's your own little safari in Louisiana.
See you guys.
But the surprises don't end there if you really just go. Pick a direction. Talk to the people that can't help but want to share what they love with you. They will tell you where to go. Listen and go and let go. There is a journey waiting that will prove that if you get off the beaten path, nothing is off limits.